Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, your host, Chloe Sparks.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad, everyone. I'm your host, Chloe Sparks, here alongside our analysts, Kemper Ball and Lindsay Gibbs. Guys, the Sooner football team has been recharging on a bye week, but many of the other Sooner sports have been in action. The Sooner volleyball team has secured their first win of the 2020 season. On Friday, the Jayhawks visited McCaslin Fieldhouse, but left with the bitter taste of defeat in their mouth because, guys, the Sooners clinched a reverse sweep in a 3-2 victory. The young Sooner team came back even stronger to face them again the next day. This time, they took down Kansas 28-26, 25-22, and then closed the last set 25-20, combining for their first sweep of the season. And the Tiger Woods of OU are chipping in their fair share, too. After wrapping up day 2 in the Merito Collegiate Invitational, Quade Cummins and the rest of the team now sit at 7th place. Day 3 will take place tomorrow. And, guys, hopefully they're able to secure a top 5 spot then. Right now, they're 23 over. But I think they can do it. Now, guys, tell me, which Sooner team has been standing out to you guys?
Well, I just want to keep it rolling from one of the teams you were just talking about. You know, they're down in Merito right now, but the OU men's golf team has been putting together a great fall season so far, and that is due no small part to juniors Patrick Welch and Logan McAllister, who both finished 5-0 at the Big 12 Match Play Championship a couple weeks ago. Now, McAllister was the Big 12 Golfer of the Month in September and has moved up 400 spots in the World Amateur Golf Ranking. But the real star of this team is the guy that we're going to hear from later, and that's Quade Cummins. The preseason first-team All-American is one of the greatest OU golfers in history. He's having a great season. He has 10 top 25 finishes in his career at OU. He's ranked number 5 in the latest golf stat poll, number 9 in the PGA Tour U rankings, and he owns the 3rd lowest scoring average in OU men's golf history. He is an OU golf legend. He's having a great year. I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the year.
Well, going off that, I'm excited to see what OU women's soccer is going to do this season. OU women's soccer is going off strong with new coach Mike Carr. Key players like forward Reagan Glisson are showing out this season, and we've seen some major saves from senior goalie Nikki Panis, like this one here against Texas Tech. This game ended in a 2-2 tie in double OT. The Sooners are coming off a loss to K-State after an injury to starter Jordan Lund during warm-ups, but new players to watch for our forward Lauren Tovey and midfielder Sakura Yoshia. Both had a flurry of shots in the game against K-State. Now you will be able to see OU women's soccer back in action this Friday against West Virginia.
And with the Sooners down in Fort Worth this Saturday, I'm looking to see Charleston Rambo show out, you guys. This guy has a whole lot more in the tank than we've been seeing lately, and he's a playmaker. He should be Rattler's first priority, and lately, I mean, this guy just hasn't been. Missouri State knows what I'm talking about. He torched them for 2 big ones and then has been a ghost ever since. Don't worry about double teams. Get the ball in the hands of your best players. Charleston Rambo is one of them, and he has a pretty cool name. Which players are you guys looking to see this weekend? He does.
Yeah, he does. It's a great name. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we love the name.
For me, I'm going with the guy on the defensive side of the ball, a playmaker that caught me by surprise against Texas last week, and that is Woody Washington. Yeah. Now, Woody Washington first made himself known to the OU fans back in the Peach Bowl against LSU, and he's done a lot of growing up since then. His playtime is smallly increased over the last few games, but against Texas he got significant playing time and he made the most of his opportunities, finishing with 5 tackles, all of which were solo, and an interception in the 4th quarter. And I mean, we've heard Alex Grinch talk about interceptions and turnovers, and to see Woody Washington come up with one, he's a guy who I didn't expect to see get a ton of playing time against Texas, but he did, made the most of his opportunities, and could provide a jolt of energy for that OU defense.
Speaking of defense, I'm going to go to the other side of the field and go with OU offense's Creed Humphrey as my player to watch this next week. Last year, Humphrey had 93 knockdowns and did not allow 1 sack in his 799 plays. I mean, this man can take down guys with one guy on one hand, one guy on the other. He's the Big 12 Center of the Year. I mean, this is the type of coverage we're going to see in the game against TCU. I mean, with rookie Spencer Rattler as QB, the Sooners need to be able to rely on Captain Cummins to do exactly what he does best, protecting his QB.
Now let's see where the coaches and players are heading into this game against TCU.
Chris Murray, we found out on Friday, won his appeal, so he is eligible. You know, based on the length of time, I mean, it comes at a good time. You got a bye week, chance to get him up to speed. But he's certainly a guy that, based on what we've seen, I believe will have a chance to contribute for us this year.
You know, looking forward to the next opponent, which is a tough opponent, and TCU. And we're motivated. We had a big win, hard-fought win, and I think the guys are just ready to attack this next week.
I feel like if the defensive line sets the tone, we're in the backfield. You know, we're causing havoc back there. We're going to make it hard for quarterbacks. We're going to make it hard for running backs, and it's just going to be better overall for our defense. So, defense.
Up next, we have even more with redshirt senior golfer Quade Cummins. Stick around for that when we return.
Thank you to our Cornerstone Television partners, OU Medicine, Anheuser-Busch, and the OU College of Professional and Continuing Studies, and our community partners, Landers Auto Group, Coca-Cola, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad, everyone. Thank you again for tuning back. Guys, Sooner Sports Pad's Parker Thune had the opportunity to chat with Quade Cummins from OU's golf team. Let's hear what the course is like these days.
Well, thanks, Chloe. And in the era of Zoom, via the magic of digital technology, we are joined here on Sooner Sports Pad by Oklahoma super-duper senior golfer Quade Cummins. Quade, first off, thanks so much for being with us. And let's start with the obvious here. You came back for a 6th season at the University of Oklahoma to play another year of golf. Why'd you make that decision?
It was a pretty easy decision for me, and just being back with the guys. You know, I know I'm old, I get it, but just being able to be one of the guys for another year is very special. You always hear about guys, you know, that's what they miss the most, and hopefully I'll make the most of this opportunity.
Yeah, and being a local kid from Weatherford, what does it mean to you to have another opportunity to come out and play golf for the University of Oklahoma, having grown up within the state?
When I was growing up, everybody wanted to go to OSU, and I kind of feel the tide turning with the younger guys. You know, people know about OU golf now in the state, and that's very fun to be a part of. You know, guys before me got me to come in. I could see the program, you know, making some strides for, you know, being a national powerhouse, and just being able to be a part of that it's so fun, and hopefully leaving a good legacy for these younger guys coming up. And I just hope we can go out with a bang.
So, Quade, what does the future look like for you after this season? Once you're finished with your golf career at the University of Oklahoma, what's the next step? What does life look like for a professional golfer thereafter?
Yeah, so this year they came out with a new system. It's called PGA Tour University. They have their own ranking system, and the top 5 golfers get automatic Korn Ferry status, and then 6 through 10 get a different type of status on the developmental tours for the Korn Ferry, and then 10 or 11 through 16 also they get status, but it's not as good, obviously, as, you know, the better off your ranking is. But actually, me and Garrett Reband last year, we were qualifying for the Canadian Tour, which is a step below the Korn Ferry Tour, and the Korn Ferry Tour is a step below the PGA Tour. So we actually got through. We have status for this upcoming summer. So me and Reband are in a great situation right now. We know that we're going to be able to play professional golf on a PGA Tour tour, and we can basically only improve our positions going forward with the PGA Tour University.
Quade Cummins, Sooner Nation's rooting for you, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Chloe, back to you.
We have heard a lot from Sooner Golf today. Let's take it to the courts now. Kimber, what's going on with men's basketball?
Well, when the coronavirus pandemic shut down the sports world back in March, the Oklahoma men's basketball team was just starting to find their rhythm. Now, the Sooners are back and preparing for a brand new season.
They gotta go. They're taking too long. Reeves for the win. Got it!
When Austin Reeves' buzzer beater fell in Fort Worth back in March, nobody knew that it would be the last shot of the season. The sudden end to the season cast uncertainty on if next year would even happen. Now, 7 months later, the Oklahoma men's basketball team is back to work with a new appreciation for the challenges ahead of them.
Basketball is kind of their comfort zone. When they come to practice every day, when they're around each other, when they're in the gym, during all the craziness that's going around in other areas of their life. I think in the gym they kind of forget all that and able to focus on what they love to do.
Heading into the 2020 season, the Sooners will look to their 2 senior stars to lead them. Guard Austin Reeves and forward Brady Manick are ready to make the most of their final season in Norman.
As players, and I'm sure as coaches, we want to play, we want to compete, and it honestly sucked to get the season cut short last year, but it's been a pandemic, and I mean there's not much that we could do to change that, so you just gotta find that motivation, put it into it, and then just keep pushing forward for the next year.
It went by really fast. I mean, I think the other day I was a freshman here with Hannes and Trey, and I mean just a new guy, and now I'm one of the oldest ones on the team. Fast career, but I mean you look back on it, we've done a lot of things here at OU the last 3 years, and I'm just ready for this season to play out and see how it ends up.
The season looks different this year, with conference play beginning earlier than usual and most likely limitations on fan attendance. For OU, one of its biggest advantages heading into such an unusual season could be the depth and experience returning to the roster.
Anytime you've got that experience, especially in a year like this where there's so much uncertainty as to what lies ahead, I think you tend to lead on your experience a little bit more. People have been through it a little bit more. And those two guys coming off of very good, junior years, we expect them to have much improved senior years.
With Reeves and Manick stepping into senior leadership roles, the Sooners can expect an exciting season. For Sooner Sports Pad, Kemper Ball.
That's it for now, but stay tuned. Lindsay and Kimber are facing off when we return. The football selfie won this time, but stay tuned. We'll have all the sports to watch for when we return. Sorry. The women in OU athletics are taking over this week. The Lady Golfers start the Sooner sports action on Thursday, competing in the Cowgirl Invitational. Women's volleyball will travel up to Manhattan to face Kansas. The ladies in tennis will hit the courts on Friday, playing in the ITA Central Region Championship. Also on Friday, soccer will host West Virginia for a 7 o'clock coin toss. And OU football is back on Saturday. The boys are kicking off against TCU at 11. And guys, now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, Sports Pad Trivia. You guys have your buttons ready?
Oh, yes.
Kemper, can we hear what your button sounds like?
This is what my button sounds like.
And then Lindsay, let's hear what yours. Okay, audience, you all hear that? Okay, first question. When was the last time OU men's tennis team won a conference title?
Ooh.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Kemper?
I know it's summer recent. I'm going to guess 2018.
A little bit earlier than that.
Ooh, 2016?
Barely earlier.
2015.
Kemper!
Yeah.
Kemper got the first answer correct.
Hey, I can name years. I can name all the years.
Okay, second question. Lindsay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, which former Sooner golfer is ranked number 21 in the official world golf rankings?
Ooh.
This might be a little bit of a tough one, but Kemper, I think you know golf, right?
It's Abraham, right?
Yep, Abraham. That is the correct Answer.
I couldn't remember his last name.
Abraham Answer.
I couldn't remember his last name. I knew it was
Ranked
Abraham.
number 21 in the world. Okay, Kimber's at 2. Lindsay, gotta catch up. Ready? How many national titles has the OU men's gymnastics team won?
A lot.
Ooh,
A lot. It's double digits.
I don't know.
I don't know it exactly. I'm letting you take first guess.
I'll
That way
give
she
you a
narrows
hint.
it down for me.
OU is in the Big What conference?
12.
I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Whoa.
How'd you know? How'd you know?
You said a
Kimber,
hint.
you didn't hear a thing.
You
didn't
said
hear
a
a thing.
hint. You didn't say you were gonna
2
tell
to
her
1
the
right
answer.
now. 2-1, Lindsay. That was really good.
Will you tell me the answer on the
Thank
next
you.
question?
Who holds the OU baseball career record for batting average?
Will you give me a hint and just tell me what it is like you did her?
The name of the baseball field?
Ooh, Dale Mitchell.
Okay, guys, I will let you call on the audience, too, if you need help.
Dale Mitchell.
Yeah, she gets
Yep,
it.
Lindsay got it correct.
Amazing.
Dale Mitchell.
Not happy.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, so what are you guys looking forward to most about facing TCU this weekend?
Oh, does this decide the contest?
Yep.
I have to tell them what I like
Whoever
better?
the audience think has the better answer, that will determine the winner.
I'm just excited to see Rattler. Keep building on the success he had last week in Texas.
Yeah. I'm excited to keep up the momentum that we had facing UT. I mean, we came off a huge win. 4 OTs. I'm excited to beat TCU and keep that momentum going for the rest of the season.
All right, guys, cheer for Kimber. Cheer for Kimber. Okay. And now cheer for Lindsay if you think she won. Lindsay is taking it home again. Guys, thank you so much for watching Sooner Sports Pad again this week. Stay tuned to hear us again next week at the same time, same place. Good night.